John N. Calhoun was born a resident of Iowa in 1903. He received a degree from Parsons College in 1926 in English. He then pursued a graduate degree from the University of Iowa Law School, which he received in 1929. It is in the beginning of this young man's career that global tensions began to rise, as the possibility of a Second World War was becoming a reality. Adolf Hitler is elected Chancellor in 1933, and 6 short years later marks the official beginning of World War II. The United States attempts to maintain formal neutrality while working in the background of the war, aiding their allies with trade and escort, but it soon becomes apparent that involvement is unavoidable. This brings us to the late 1930s, early 1940s, and back to John N. Calhoun. It is around this time that he is drafted into service and becomes one of the nearly 12 million Americans to serve in this war. What sets him apart is a large collection of letters that he wrote which have found their way into a World War II archive. Of this collection, we will examine one letter in particular which comes from Calhoun and is sent to his family. This letter is written in April of 1941. Calhoun writes this letter with a purpose. He needs his family to take a check of his to a Mr. Lowell Fuller and have it applied to his account. However, he does not begin his letter with this request. Instead, he engages in a lengthy description of the weather, something J. Heinrichs might refer to as storytelling. He does this to disguise his original intentions, which might cause his family to feel as if they are being used. This conversational talk of the weather is also a concept touched on by J. Heinrichs called the commonplace. Midwesterners love to talk about the weather, and so he is getting them engaged into what he is saying through the use of this commonplace. Now that Calhoun has gained the attention of his audience, his family, through storytelling and the use of commonplace, he gets to his real purpose, which is the favor he asks them to apply his check. While throughout Calhoun's letter, his textual rhetoric is very sound, the most convincing piece of rhetoric is most undoubtedly his ethos appeal, his appeal through character. Calhoun's family is likely to do him this favor simply because they know who Calhoun is. And so, the majority of the rhetoric in this letter, at least for the family, is simply that it was written by John N. Calhoun.